practice all the time. It's got to get some recruiting brochures going.
Coach, day two, just like day one, you're just getting into it. You only got 15 days. What are you trying to establish? What are you trying to do?
Culture, there's a natural tendency in humanity to kind of take a little bit off when the true leadership or the guys are taking a little bit of time off, whether it's coaches or guys that those guys look up to. And I thought our guys, and so you're trying to establish just work habits, because when you're in the summer and not out there and we're not out there, you want us to ratchet up, and then things might wane a little bit, as little as possible ideally, but just reestablishing our work habits, and again just going in experimentation mode with a bunch of these guys. Want to be better competitors, better situational competitors. We had some great competition today. It was a very physical helmets only practice, which is a great sign. At this stage in general, there's one or two guys that are always complaining about, if we had the pads on, and that will come. But we had a lot of great competition in that vein, and again, a very physical, fast practice, kind of as much as we can do at this point.
Do you get a sense that guys realize that the expectations are higher, that the intensity is higher, that you want to play a little differently this year?
I think that's always been our awareness, and I think our maybe the younger guys on the team, or some of those guys that realize that it's their turn, they're contributing a little bit more to the competition. So there's just more guys in that world. But yeah, I think our guys certainly know that our expectation level is the highest expectation level. I know that every fan wants us to end with an undefeated record, and trust me, we're not against that. But the only thing that those guys can control is how they work right now and what they do right now, whether that's at practice and meetings, all the things that we do off the field academically, is pointed that direction.
Mark, Tyler Johnson said yesterday about last year's too many little boy figures on this team, and that there was a mindset change to get bigger as a group. Do you notice that as a collective, this team a lot bigger and stronger?
Well, we hope so. Up front we weren't nearly as physical as we needed to be, and hopefully that's a key component of that unit. Realizing that, and again, when you have the margins that we have in two games that we're talking about that everybody likes to point to, and on that one play that defined our entire season, which is true and false, that's easy. But generally, we need to play more physically. We need to play more disciplined. We need to play more fundamentally sound, and that's on all of us.
And you want to do that without losing a step, because speed is so important to you guys.
Absolutely.
So do you feel, Marcus says that he hasn't noticed the increase in weight slowing him down as a lot of mobility. I imagine that's part of your, from the top down.
Definitely. I mean, our box guys, our O-line, D-line, linebackers, tight ends, those guys, I think are noticeably, hopefully bigger and stronger. And then, our other guys, we want to be, explosive. And for some guys, that's putting on a couple more pounds. For some guys, it's taking off a couple, and just finding that sweet spot.
I remember when you talked about Don, when you first hired him, was the story about backpacks and how as the linebackers, the whole team didn't do it because he wasn't in charge of everybody. Yep. Tony says that now the whole defense is doing the backpacks. Did you notice that?
You notice them on the field, just how they're communicating, how they're doing a nice job. Again, it's day two, and everybody's bouncing around. It's fresh, it's competitive, and we have to maintain that. But all those little things matter. All those little things matter. That's when it's 3rd and 3 to decide the game, and I'm in the right gap. That's what that is.
How can you see organization off the field translate into success on it? It's obviously early, but how have you seen that?
Say that again?
The organization off the field, just those little things with the backpacks. How have you seen that translate into more success for those guys?
Hopefully discipline. All those things are discipline. When that comes, from the top down of just all those little things of your foot behind the line, or communication, signaling, whatever it is, everything matters, and it comes out in the in our small margin for error. That's the difference.
Obviously, one of the biggest competitions this spring is going to be backup quarterbacks. What are you seeing out of Lockie and Rodriguez, and what do you want to see out of them?
Yeah, improvement, is the biggest thing that we want to see for both guys, and I think, at times so far. Again, this early, they've both done some really good things. They've both made plays down the field. They've both forced some things, which that's again the thing that you need to avoid at that position is just make plays. Just be efficient, be a point guard, get us in the right deal, make just great decisions, and the guys with the ball in his hands will make it right.
Mark,